Good afternoon again. I'm setting out again on my patio and the breeze is blowing. You can tell by my hair. When you get gray headed, that hair just starts going everywhere. And you can use hairspray and stuff. It don't do a bit of good. You might as well just forget it. So I just always tell everybody the wind's blowing. And I live in Carlsbad, New Mexico, and there's a few clouds drifting around. And I hope we're going to get some rain. I can't even tell you when we had our last rain. But me and Connor got out a while ago and we drove around. He's going to get his he's growing up and he's going to get his driver's license. So he's excited about that. So we done some driving today. And I let him pull in and back out. You remember your experience when you learned to drive? I remember my poor mama. I don't know that I remember so much about me, but I remember my mama was so shook up after one driving trip that she told me she would never let me drive again. I nearly ran over a dog, and then I nearly went off in a ditch. And I told Connor, I said, well, if she'd have told me to slow down, but she didn't. She just let me drive, and I put my foot to the metal, boy. But anyway, I was thinking about life, and everything gets to be such a humdrum. Every day's the same thing. You feel like you get up of a morning and there's the same dishes to do, same breakfast to cook, same beds to make, and so we need to put a little spice in our life once in a while. And I was thinking about my life, and one time, me and my husband Edgel Shan was sitting in the den, and we were sitting there, and he was on the computer like he usually was with the watching the stock market and stuff like that. And I was sitting there probably crocheting or embroidering one. And I got to thinking, I'm Pentecost. I was raised Pentecost, and they did not believe in dancing or going to dances or anything. But I thought, what in the world would be wrong with me dancing with my husband in my own home? And I have never danced. I was raised in the church. I was a little girl in the church. So I have never danced. But my husband at one time did do some partying when he was in high school. And he went to dances. As a matter of fact, I had a woman walk up to us one time and say, Betty, I want to let you know, Edger was my dance partner. And I kind of resented that, but, that's the way it was. So anyway, I thought, what would be wrong for me and Edgel to dance together? So he was sitting there on that computer, and I looked at him. I said, you know what? I just had a bright light go off. And when I'd say that, he'd go, oh no, Mama, what now? Or something like that. And so I said, I just had another bright idea. And he said, now what are you coming up with? I said, do you see anything wrong with a man dancing with his wife if they're not out somewhere where people's partying? He said, no, I reckon I don't see nothing that would be wrong with that. I said, well, I think we're going to dance. So he reached over and he turned the radio on and put it on one of his country and western. He liked country and western songs, southern gospel and stuff like that. But he turned it on a country and western song that day, a little bit loud. And he reached out his hand and said, come on, Mama, let's dance. But just remember, I've never danced before. So I stood up and we started dancing. And he put me in his arms and he was going to swing me around a little bit. I stepped on his feet over and over and over again. And finally, when the song was over, he was ready for that dance to be over. So that became my first and my last dance. I never danced with him again. He never offered to help me learn to dance again. That was the end of my dancing career right there, because his poor feet was probably sore or weak because I'd step on him every time we'd make a move. And that's just some of the memories that we think of in our lifetime, and the things that bring us joy and laughter to our hearts. We don't have to be sour and stuck on life. We need to make the best of life and love life. And if we have to create our own fun, let's create our own fun. because life is short. And I want to create some memories that when I'm gone, my children will look back and say, that was my mama. And I also want to mention today that Lois mentioned me on her whatever you call it. See, I don't even know what these things are called. But anyway, she mentioned me, and I want to let her know I appreciate it. I just wished I knew her face to face, that we could be friends. Because a lot of what she says, I connect with her and know that her life has been somewhat compared to my life. Life is never perfect for anyone, but we can keep the joy of the Lord in our heart, and we don't have to get bitter. We just face life and we go on. Now, I'm going to tell you, you keep that chin up and you keep a smile on your face and you do what you feel like's right and serve the Lord. See you next time.